Hello, this is Samir Guradia. Earth-based news. What's going on? Earth-based records, news, breaking report. A lot of people are wondering what's going on with Afghanistan. Here's the thing. There is a peace treaty between the United States and the Taliban, which we do not recognize, as a country or anything. We do not recognize the Taliban. They're not a party that we. It's like North Korea. Like we don't recognize them, even though we negotiate with them. There is a peace treaty. There is a 14-month withdrawal from Afghanistan. There are a lot of things going on. All the videos probably look the same about fighting in Afghanistan. There are human rights concerns in relation to the worldwide genocide accusation. Now, if you think I was, biased, prejudiced individuals against Chinese people who might have assassinated, mass killing, genocide Uyghur, no. Well, you can think what you want, unless somebody's controlling your mind. Have you thought about that? So, let me tell you. No, this goes into Kosovo war crimes and Afghanistan as well. Now, what is the issue? Yes, I have supported, human rights observers. I am in support of all of these war crimes investigations, including Afghanistan. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I do use Twitter as well. I don't just use YouTube. I use Twitter. I'm using Facebook. I'm not even like Dustin Hoffman, like Tootsie. Wasn't that? But that's might be more like a Tootsie Roll than a tater tot. So think about it. Here's the point. These are accusations which get me to do more work for Democrats. I am a registered independent, and I will remain so, as forced labor from the Democratic Party. I will remain an independent. Now, here's the thing. There are war crimes tribunals in Afghanistan. Let me say, the Taliban is just going to melt away. There is not going to be a Taliban in the future. What is agreed by the American peace treaty, which the Taliban was the controlling militia in Afghanistan, so they were the only ones we could talk to. The president had fled the country, the one that we recognized. The government that we supported, obviously, we were withdrawing. The president that we recognized in Kabul, not Kaboom. Think it's not Kaboom. It's Kabul. 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 There will be no Taliban in the future. What there could be are United Nations observers, investigators, anthropologists, cultural anthropologists. I'm not sure about physical anthropology. I don't want to get into that question. However, a lot of people are concerned about, they don't like the Taliban. After the 14 months, basically, there will be no foreign troops, whether Russian, Chinese, Indian, American, British, in Afghanistan. However, yes, I do support these ongoing worldwide, including, Israel, Palestine, also uh, dating back to 1967. There are war crimes investigations on both sides. Now, you don't have to advocate for the other side. But I'm not even Palestinian, but I'm saying, it is not my job to advocate for Israel, for example, on those work. It's not my job to advocate for Israel. My job is to advocate for Palestine more than for Israel in that particular venue. See, Bennu. So, with regards to Afghanistan, this is like the politicians are going to come to my head. What will you say? No, I've been deeply, deeply mired, especially in like on my LinkedIn accounts, which like they're looking into what did Biden took over, and he wants to know what have you been doing all this time. Uh, so I do have many reports on LinkedIn.com supporting these worldwide war crimes. They are here in Bakersfield. These war crimes lawyers are here. I know them personally. So they're here in the Mexican border, future potential war crimes. This is all about federalism. Also, in American domestic politics, we have war crimes lawyers due to the recent border war during the Trump administration. I know these people personally. Um, and that's why I was doing all this United Nations work. And in fact, I bought the pamphlet, from I bought UN stamp collections also just to support these efforts symbolically. I have collections of I don't know where they are. I think I left one of the other addresses. I have stamp collections from the United Nations. I have in firsthand contact with United Nations attorneys relating to these worldwide war crimes tribunals. And in these cases, like Cambodia, Vietnam, they could be 25 years into the future. The importance for American politics is the extreme movement towards states' rights in relation to abortion politics. That is balanced by this federalism that some cop can come from somewhere in the outside uh, of the locality, their ability to come in and get like United Nations peacekeepers. Now, this is the selfishness of a part of the legal business, which I want to point out because I'm a little upset of all these informational demands. It's on my LinkedIn, like these are retarded, lawyers from like, backwaters places. Or I'm sorry, I didn't say that, but I said whitewaters places. I'm a little upset. They don't care because of the abortion debate. No, I'm very understanding. I am from New York City myself. I'm not a carpetbagger. Now, I have intensive researches in the last year, 2 years, in relation to these United Nations peacekeepers, which will allow lawyers from other places to come in. They're already here because of a recent border war with Mexico. These cases, like Vietnam or like 1967 cases from the Middle East, are just coming up now into the United Nations. War crimes dating to 1967, which is the day I was born, was 1967. They are just coming to the United Nations Hague Court in the Netherlands now. And I am just awarded in Luxembourg. This may not be a coincidence, Hillary. No, I might be just as bad as you. So I did a lot of work for the Hague in Netherlands, and I applied for an art prize in Luxembourg. Hey, I just got a certificate, no cash award. I do a lot of work. I'm upset because they're trying to figure out during the Biden administration, what were you doing, as you were, literally volunteering for Trump. What did you do for the Democrats? Look, this is so crazy. Which one of them is worse than the other? Bill Clinton or Hillary? Come on. So this is it. Now, I want to honestly tell you, without being angry, this is a document search, but this is in relation to the war crimes investigation, which allows outside lawyers, into this locality and localities even into Afghanistan, into Israel, into Kosovo. Those cases were already resolved. Cambodia, Vietnam, the guy is still running Cambodia, Pol Pot, as far as I could tell. So it is not always, safe to talk about. Under my, I'm a Kennedy theorist. I have met 9/11 truthers myself. With regards to Cambodia, I think Pol Pot is still alive and running, Laos. And so Hillary might say, hey, let me go to Cambodia. You know how Jane Fonda, Jackie Kennedy, Hillary Clinton, all these American ladies, they're all the same. Wherever, like Jimmy Carter, go, like, world be free. Let's go take a vacation to North Korea. Now, you want to see me, like, when I get upset? That's not so wise.